Hello again. Today I'm going to talk about Medway Council's mayoralty selection. Something that's been controversial in recent years because instead of a most peculiar and definitely arcane points system, the council has decided to just go for a straight vote to select its mayors in the most recent years, last couple of years and ongoing. Makes a lot of sense. It was the most odd system before. Let's have a quick look at what was going on. The idea was that depending how many members each party political group had on the council at the 1st of January each year, that number of members was added to a table of points, and whoever had the most points in a year had first choice at picking a mayor and deputy mayor. Right. Every time they had that choice, from their score was deducted the total number of members on the council. Following all this is complicated, isn't it? So it's a fiddle, by the way, and that's how they did it. It was a Buggin's turn system that made sure that even those who were not, they were in political groups that were not particularly strongly supported by the local community, they still got a turn every now and again at being mayor and deputy. In and of itself not necessarily a bad thing, but it doesn't represent the people, it represents the party's interests, obviously. Now it's just a straight vote, which is exactly how it should be. After all, we elected each and every one of those councillors on the council, 55 of them, by putting a cross on a ballot paper, one or more crosses, depending how many members were in our ward, how many seats there were. And that's all we authorised them to do, to debate issues, decide and vote for things. We didn't give them permission to start devising little schemes to benefit themselves. The mayor is the first citizen of Medway, representing 250,000 people out here. There's also a very, very small monarchical representational aspect. It's a tiny bit, probably about 2% of the job. But 98% of it at least is to be the first citizen of Medway, representing the people out there. The only person who can do that, of course, is someone who has, probably taken from the body of elected representatives as it is, the only person who could reasonably do that convincingly is someone who actually stood on a platform and was elected by a majority of those who expressed a view by actually voting at a local election, stood on a platform that was supported by the majority. So, strictly speaking, there's not really much scope for opposition members to be mayors anyway, although if there were an exceptional reason, I have no objection to that. And I've said so when I was on the council and we first looked at this idea. Of course, the opposition parties have now said this has been politicising the mayoralty. No, it hasn't. It has been de-politicising it. Remember what I said just now? The point system allocated points specifically to party political groups. It was political. Now it's a straight vote. Exactly as everything else on the council. So the new system, dead straight, unambiguous, no fiddle factors, no manipulations, no fudging, just straight selection by vote in council, no problem.